Hey everyone, welcome to Midday Plays Live. I am your host, Mindy from Tony's Picks, one of the professional handicappers here. Tiffany's not feeling so great here today, so you just have to suffer through me once again. That's just kind of the way it happens, I guess. But again, welcome to Midday Play Live. You can go ahead and find us every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can also find us at tonyspicks.com, where we give out our best of the best plays over there for sale. You can find anything from, single game plays, our guaranteed best bets, our multi-pack plays, and of course, some longer term packages that we have available as well for you. But whenever you purchase a package, make sure you use the promo code TonyT at checkout to get you 20% off. And then on this one, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and click on the bell to get the latest notifications. You can just close your chat down, click the like button, and then bring that back up here for me today. But again, glad you guys are here to hang out with me here for a little bit. Want to say hi to Ari Gold this morning. Looks like he has like a old Hawkeyes emblem there. I'm not quite sure though. Just kind of the way it looks to me. One of the old style Iowas. We'll see. But Ron's ready to go. He said, hey, let's go. Let's get some wins here today. And again, Thomas Lewis is here. Good afternoon. He's got himself I guess he won some monies yesterday. You have to tell us all about it. But yeah, make sure you go ahead and as we go along, put your plays in the chat. We have one of the most sophisticated chat rooms out there. So always love to see your guys' plays. And then also let us know if you won. That's kind of the big deal, right? I know Ron said he didn't get to play much yesterday, so he's in big today in the NBA. So I will be, covering today some hockey, some college football, and of course, today we're going to start with the NBA. How about that? All right. So it took a while to get to this point, but as you know, we do most of our modeling off of offensive and defensive efficiencies, coaching and talent. And then, of course, we kind of need to know what these guys have been doing lately, right? We take a look at some rolling averages out there. So, we're just ready to get going here. Finally, we have all of the information that we need to give you some plays. All right, let's start with the NBA, right? All right, I'll just go ahead and give you 3 plays today in each of these. I couldn't really find too much out there just for parlays today that can help you boost your bankroll. No boosters out there. I did see some same game parlays out there, but nothing just for parlays. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my picks. If you want to put these into parlays, you should be good to go. Otherwise, if you want to just play some straight up bets on some of these that you like, maybe that we find consensus on, you can go ahead and get those as well. All right, let's start off with the Kings. I'm going to go ahead and take the Kings under 221. I mean, what's kind of wrong with the Kings? It doesn't look like the same Kings that I'm kind of used to. I have this one modeled out. It's a wide range, but I think the range is going to be good enough, right? Modeling is showing this one a 211 to 221. I mean, that's a pretty big spread, and that number is setting on 221. But I'm going to take that modeling on the lesser side than not. So going to be go ahead and taking the Kings under here on this one. They are 5-8 to the under. So we'll go ahead and 2. They are 8-6 to the over as well in this matchup. So we'll take the Mavericks game over 226.5 here today. And then lastly, it's Ron's favorite. It's the Pistons and the Bucks. We're going to go ahead and take this one over to 28.5. Again, there's a lot of these that I tend to kind of buy down that half a point. I have, kept stats over a long period of time. And I know over the long run, if I ditch that half a point, I'm going to push way more than not. So I will usually go ahead and buy that down to the over 228. I have this one modeled out at 230 to 234. So feel pretty happy with, with the way this one here looks as well. Now, this is one that they kind of tend to trend so far to the under, but I'm going to go ahead and take these rolling averages and feel confident with my numbers here moving forward today. All right, so to recap, we got Kings under 221. Mavericks game over 226.5, and then the Bucks over 228.5. So if you guys have any other NBA plays out there, I know Ron does. He's like, well, what your favorite play is the Timberwolves, I believe, over the Pelicans. So I wanted to make sure that he mentioned that in case he couldn't make the show. But he's here. He's here. And also want to say hi to Fernando. Fernando does nothing but cash, that's for sure. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move to some NHL plays. Of course, yesterday I was like, hey, I'm going to give out my plays that are hitting at 80%. And what did they do? Hit at 20. That's just the way it works, right? We have, since October 14th, hitting at 80%, and then here, 20. All right. So now we're hitting maybe at 70% overall on these. But yeah, let's go ahead and give you some of my favorite plays here in the NHL today. I'm going to start it off here with the Panthers on the money line. They are 4-0 in Washington. So they do like to play there. We'll take Panthers on the money line. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and take the Golden Knights money line. They are 7-0-1 at home this season. And as you know, it's one of those that, we'll take them at home, right? I think they've had a couple letdowns here and there on back-to-backs, but that's probably not going to be the case here today. I like the Golden Knights. And then I also like them to the under here as well, only because the Knights are only allowing 2 goals per game at home. So I feel like this one here is going to be under the 6.5 here today. All right. There's the NHL plays. So again, if you feel like you, found some winners here with me, got a little consensus, maybe get in on these here picks today. All right. Next up, we'll do some more college football. This is what Ari was ready for. So yesterday, the only one that got me was the Northern Illinois. They wound up getting beat straight up. So we're going to go ahead and get some more winners here for you today. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Bowling Green and Kent State. So this one here, Bowling Green is sitting at minus 10.5. Give them an 82% chance of winning this game outright. Have them covering by 13.8. So I do like Bowling Green in this matchup. I don't mind them here at minus 10.5 since I do have them covering. But again, if this is one that you want to go ahead and buy these down a little bit, you can go ahead and do that. Next up is Akron and Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio is minus 17.5. So this one, the rate goes up a little bit, a 94% chance of winning this one. And I have them covering by a huge margin, right? 27.15 here today. So like Miami, Ohio here to cover this 17.5. And then the next one up is Eastern Michigan and Toledo. Toledo here is minus 19.5. We know that these guys like to score. Give them a 91.1% chance of winning, but I have this one pretty close. I have it modeled at 19.4. So that's really, really close to this 19.5. So this is one of those that maybe you want to go ahead and buy down the 6 points or so. Give yourself at minus 14, something like that. Or if you'd rather to go ahead and take something like Eastern Michigan and take them plus the 19.5, you should be okay there as well. But again, normally how I see this is if I'm giving them the bigger chance of winning and Vegas has them winning by a lot, it's one of those I'd rather buy down from that minus 19.5 and take Toledo, that more than likely they are going to go ahead and win this one rather than taking the Eastern Michigan plus the points. But again, if I have to pick via the spread, I would go ahead and take Eastern Michigan because I don't have Toledo quite covering this one here today. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of momentum here going into tonight to take a look at these plays to see how we're doing. Hit you a little bit at all angles with the NBA, NHL, and college football. Again, we're going to take a while before we get to some college basketball. I did see my team, Creighton, totally whooped up on their opponents. What was it? Florida? No, A&M. I can't remember right now, but they won by, I don't know, it seemed like 150 or so. That's all I saw. All right. And I know Ron's team, we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday. Michigan, took care of their game as well, minus 10.5. Wound up being winners. So congrats to Ron's team, the Michigan Wolverines. Ron said, hey, the Timberwolves win and cover at home. Pelicans lost 2 of their main players, no Alvarado or McCollum. So he said, hey, I took those Timberwolves early at minus 6.5, and now it's still sitting at minus 9.5. Still say they cover here today. All right. I want to say hi to Thomas Lewis again. So far, he's liking the plays, I think. I think we're getting some consensus in there. All right, you guys. Hey, I don't have too much here left to tell you about today. Gave you a little bit of a rundown here for midday plays live. So we could get your your day started off right. That's for sure. But yeah, go ahead and make sure you like, subscribe, click on the bell to get the latest notifications. So you go ahead and, get us when we go live every day, Monday through Friday. And then, of course, stop by Tony'sPicks.com. I will have lots of action here today. I know I got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the NBA, and I got at least 1, 2, 3 in the NHL. So make sure you go ahead and check out my packages there today. Again, all of the same day packages are guaranteed. So if I don't win, you get your money back. It's a pretty good deal, I tell you. So we want to make sure that you have a good experience at Tony's Picks, and make sure you use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Before we go, Ron says, here it is. T-Wolves, minus 6.5. Mavericks, minus 3.5. Pacers, minus 4.5. And he likes the Pistons and Bucks over. Well, good. I'm glad, because that's where I had it. All right, you guys. Hey, have a good day. Come see me tomorrow. Hopefully you guys win big dollars here today. All right. Take care, you guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.